what I'm saying? At the 144 being raised up, the house of David. You got brothers out here claiming to be the house of David, and they're not even the house of David, man. You got people out here making up fake shit. You got bug outs from the heathen side. You got bug outs from the Hebrew Israelite side. And they all been trying to claim all these things, bro. And it's not even similarly accurate or anything, bro. You got people trying to make Mashah, David. You know, that's necromancy, the reverence and revering and worshiping of men. But how can you, hey, let's just get right to the point, man. It's 144. Man, Ashton, man, how can you be of the house of David when you're going against David, bro? Right to the point, man. It's 144. Man, Ashton, man, how can you be of the house of David when you're going against David, bro?
All right, Shalom. This is Har 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. When they call Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwati, my children, that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, Shalom to the Lions Den Camp. Yo, it's gonna be an ugly road we gotta walk down. But I decided to play the video and respond as the video is playing, because this dude is like saying too much, man. We got a self-proclaimed king, guy calling himself King David, his young brother. I say young Jake. We, you know, those that have been in this truth for a while, we've seen it before. I've talked to people face to face that have told me they're King David, that have told me they are Gabriel. That's the next one. You may hear that. Motherfucker look right in your face and say, hey, I'm Gabriel. It's like, yeah. Anyway, I mean, yeah, it's true that you can entertain angels unawares, but yeah, I know there's bug outs amongst our damn people, man. And this is one of them, flat out. All right, so without prejudging, which I could, let's get into it. I'm gonna play the video, and one thing, man, one thing these guys like to do is this. They'll make a public statement, such as they're saying that King David, they jump out and say that, and then they put this disclaimer with it. I'm not bugged out. If that's what you're thinking, this is serious. It's not a joke. I'm not crazy, as you haters calling everybody haters. Bro, if you think people are haters, don't put it out in the public, man. Because people are gonna have an opinion. It's not hate, it's an opinion. All right? You're dealing with people's belief and their faith. And you coming out saying you're in the forefront of that. You're King David in these last days. So people are gonna be like, whoa, what? Just to see if you are or to see if you're not. So let's get into it with that disclaimer in place. Let's check him out. Oh, hey, disregard the creepy music. Hope I don't get a copyright strike for that shit, but he got some creepy ass theatrical Halloween type music in the background. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Peace, blessings, shalom, to the elect and house of David. I just want to preface this video by saying that this is not a game. This is not some bug out material.
Boom. There you go. Told you. I told you. Yeah, I told you. You gotta, all right, because we're not supposed to just believe every word somebody damn say and shit. Because you have bug outs. You throw anything out there, and our job is to be on top of it and check it out and see, you know. But a deceiver will do is they'll put disclaimers in place to try to project a certain way of thinking on you. Don't judge me. I'm going to say this, but don't hate on me. I'm going to say it in public, though. Keep your opinions to yourself. I don't care what you think about me. I know you're going to say it's not according to prophecy, but it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Just tell me what you got to say, man. Oh, shit. All right, I'm going to keep going with this. 1 Corinthians 2 and start from 14, just real quick, man. Verse 12. Now we have not received the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. All right, through the understanding and wisdom. Which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual things. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things. Yet he himself is judged of no man. All right? Meaning our judgment going to come from Yahweh Shai in that day. So if you believe you're King David, hey, you're going to have to deal with the judgment in that day if you're wrong. You're going to be let down and confounded. All right? You can lead a lot of people astray if you're wrong, man. This ain't the time for it, but I'm going to hold that thought. For who have known the mind of Yahweh Shai? So like it says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things. So if you call yourself spiritual, we're supposed to judge all things. We can't just listen to these fools. I'm going to keep going.
I wasn't called in this truth by worldly means to put in all this work 7 years later.
What the fuck? We wasn't called in this truth by worldly means. It's like they're speaking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't called in this truth by worldly means to all of a sudden fall out the truth and start bugging out. That's exactly what you did. That's called stating the obvious. Because it's obvious to him too. But the problem with him is he's stuck in his ways. He's stuck in that mindset. When you don't need it, man. You don't need that. You shouldn't need all that to carry you, to have you in this truth. Just have a humble walk and believe in Yahweh Shai, and he's gonna tell us who we are in the kingdom, man. A lot of us could be important people. You know? But it has no bearing right now, man. If a person is King David, which a lot of us believe Masha is King David, but if he's on the earth, King David, then that day would present itself. Not somebody coming out and saying, I'm King David. It was told to me last night. It's going to be King David because of the actions. Just like John was Elijah because he came in the spirit and power of Elijah. Not showing up saying, I'm Elijah because of numerology and shit like that. He's going to be moving in the spirit of King David. And the only one that has done that is Masha, that started what's called the House of David. He died in the truth, sealed his work. Could be him, you know. But if King David's on the earth, hey, so be it. We'll see in that time. All right. But 1 Timothy 4 and 2. I'm sorry, 4 and 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. Look at that. This guy here departed from the faith. The faith is in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Not going out saying you King David. You're going to depart from the... He said, yeah, I didn't come into the truth. And then to all of a sudden, just start bugging out. Yes, that's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did. Got into the damn truth, and then the truth started bugging the hell out now. And I blame Mississippi Maniac for this. The guy of war, meaning no light. He ain't got no light on him. You know, the Mississippi Maniac. I blame them. Because he the one pushing that vibration out there. Saying any of you can be King David. Who cares, man? How about any of you can be the elect? Let's get the hell out of here. That's the focus. All right. Either way, we're not going to be freed and delivered by King David. We're going to be delivered and freed from bondage by Yahushua. So that's the focus. All right. So in the latter times, we're in the latter days, some shall depart from the faith, man, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And one of those doctrines of deception is gematria, which is goes into numerology and shit. And what would you call the word? Trends, numerical trends. See, he probably didn't know that. Numerical trends. That's all you're doing is looking at the damn trend of some bugged out mysticism, necromancy. Well, mysticism, because this guy had a partial understanding of the word necromancy. All right, it says, and doctrines of devils, seducing spirits, man. That's what this guy is dealing with, seducing spirits. And one of those seducing spirits is La'al War, seducing people out there to start stepping up saying they're King David. Stripping away what the apostles put out there. You know. Verse 2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy. Having their conscience seared within hot iron, man. See that? So his mind, his conscience is seared. It's singed in his spirit that he's King David. Through this gematria shit, this numerology. See, I don't deal with you cats that be dealing with numerology. There's a lot of cats that say, yeah, man, he got number 9 in it. 9 means close to God. Yo, tired of you motherfuckers, man. Say 9 in Hebrew, then we can talk. Even then, I won't believe you. You know, so. But yeah, man, a lot of these people that be into the, what is that stuff called, man? Sage. Come in your house and start moving sage around. They say, I'm gonna do a lesson on that. They say sage is clears out spirits and shit. That's mysticism, man, because sage doesn't clear out shit. Like clear a fart out of the room with a bad smell. But what it does is it releases endorphins in the person's body, causing them to feel happy instead of negative. So basically gets the negativity out of out of a person. I don't want to point the screen and say you, but out of a person. So it gets the negativity out of a person, meaning through chemical means, not something like, ooh, we got negativity today. Watch those guys too. They're going off, period, man. You're going off, bringing in paganism into this truth, man. And look where it gets you, man. All right, dark road. So let's see what he's talking about. I ain't even played the damn video yet. So he calling himself King David. I may skip it so he can get to the point. Let's see.
Go off the deep end. I came in this work because I am who I am, and angels gave me this order to do this work, and they directly told me that it was from the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son. And they told me to tell y'all because I...
All right. He said the angels told him to tell us, y'all. All right. He said the angels told him to tell us. Let's get something real quick. This is Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony. Testimony of Yahushua in the scriptures, man, the prophecies. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them, man. All right. All right, this is Galatians 1:8. It says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So we're gonna find out if this man is accursed or not, because he's bringing in a different doctrine, saying that he's King David. The angels brought it to him. Now he's bringing in gematria, which is numerology, goes into numerology. So he's bringing in a new doctrine. He says from angels. And I'm sure he ain't gonna say they came into his house and talked to him face to face. So I'm sure he's saying he either died and saw an angel, or he dreamed, in a coma or some shit. You never know. Whatever the hell happened with this dude, it ain't right.
I knew was lucid as I was actually dead.
See?
All right. And all I could think about was learning the full, deeper understanding of these scriptures past the false Christian interpretations. That's why I'm Dioth Bakar, because I had knowledge of the elect.
Yeah, I think Dayath means door, and elect is Bakar, Bakayar. Yeah, people name themselves these names, like Gorilla Hebrew, General Yohana. And now you got this guy, So let's keep going. What do you say?
I was told I was the elect. All right. And furthermore.
Okay, we're being told we're the elect. What does that make different about you, homie? I know the difference is I was told. I had dreams of angels when I was young, I heard the angel come straight to me, the Lord's voice, say, keep your mind on me, keep your mind on me. Remember the secret place I gave you. That's it. That's all you need, man. Just remember the secret place, do the work. Not, told me I was the elect. Told me that.
People can scoff and they can say this and that and they can believe in necromancy.
See? Disclaimer.
False doctrines that Messiah is King David. That's fine. Just keep that same energy, man. And just understand.
So now he's saying it's black magic to believe that King Messiah could be King David. Right? As the apostles say, possibly. And it doesn't matter if you think you're king. If you think he's not King David, it's okay. If you think King David is gonna show up in these last days, hey, it's okay, man. That's not gonna stop you from being delivered. But you better not say he's not, and then you start saying you are, because a lot of responsibility comes with that. You could be, you're most likely tangling the prophecies and the scriptures and doctrine. Right? And you stepping out in front of another man, glory. So it's best to just stay humble, do the work, move in the spirit like John was moving. Somebody asked him, was he Elijah? He was like, no. He said, no, I'm not. It doesn't matter right now. But he knew he was set up to return the hearts of the children to the fathers. That's what John, Elijah, Abba Bivens was set up to do. Now, I'm sure they probably don't believe that Abba Bivens was Elijah. Hey, man, so let's hear some more of this. I want him to get to the point. So I'm going to have to skip. I wanted y'all to see the mindset and the disclaimers that this dude is putting out there. Safety, cushion. I know you're going to scoff and do. No, so what? Don't put it out there then.
That I know I'm telling the truth. I can't put you in my body. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I know who sent me, and I know why I was sent. I was never sent to try to be some fake guy. But
I was never sent to try to be some fake guy. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, if you're King David, so what now? What we do now? What do we do now? What you gonna do? What you gonna do now? Now that you're King David, you got fucking King Philip, King, what's his name? Forgot his name, man. The fucking king over there, Edomite dude, with Queen, Edomite Elizabeth. You got him being crowned king, and now you got this guy crowned. Oh shit, he done probably seen that and was like, you know what?
This is the 7th year since the angels came to me, and in the 7th month, this was the time to roll it out. And through the
He said the 7th year since the angels came to him. Now, I would like to hear a video of how the angels came to you, bro. If you're saying they came to you, and I know you watch our videos, I see you on Mississippi camp comic boards and all that, you know. I don't be searching through his comment board just for you weirdos. If I'm about to rebuke somebody, I always read the comments first to see. It's like reading reviews on a product before you rebuke somebody or you check out their doctrine. And I see this guy on there a lot. And that's just it. Let's keep playing.
whole process, I've had to learn the unlearned way without any brothers, you know. And in the West Coast, there's not too many camps. So that's my story.
So he said he had to learn in an unlearned way without any brothers. So he feel like that's special. It's actually dangerous. That's why we need elders. Me, I consider myself nobody. But I've been in the truth for a long time, man, for a nice little while, right? I'm sure people know that out there by example. What the hell did this dude say? I can't keep his fucking thoughts. Let me see. What did he just say again?
Learned way without any brothers.
Yeah, he ain't no brothers. So what? Start from the bottom and teach. And the Lord will send you brothers. Learn from the elders. Study the doctrine. Watch people's videos. Link up with camps. And, you know, whatever. Some of these camps ain't worth linking up with. They got a lot of tyrants and weirdos in them. You know, they call themselves GMS, all of that. But, again, you got a lot of weirdos that creep in unawares, man. There's always bad apples in every bunch. Just like Mississippi Maniac, he got exposed. You know, a few more need to be exposed. But this guy here is exposing himself, man. And a good tree bring forth evil fruit. This guy clearly not a good tree. And he said, let me get that real quick. Okay, he said he was basically alone. Right? But this what happened to him. That's where he damaged himself. Sirach 6:2. Extol not thy heart thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, man. See that? And that's what he's doing. Let me get the word extol, you know, for us illiterate people out here. That's nobodies. You got all these kings everywhere and shit. The word extol definition means to praise enthusiastically. Dude, be praising yourself, man. The scripture say, let another man's words praise thee. You know, even if you feel like you're King David, you shouldn't go out teaching it. Shouldn't make it part of doctrine. I believe. You can't stop me from believing in myself. The King David wouldn't talk like that. It would just be what it is, and you know, it's prophecy, so it would be evident. You know, you trying to stop me from believing in myself, you scoffers and haters out there. So to praise enthusiastically, man. All right. Just like Mississippi Maniac, it's your fault. You part of the problem. Calling out the elders, saying they don't have the truth, saying you got the truth, and now you like this. You starting this new thing with King David and GMS, the House of Saul, and y'all the House of David. Now you got to do like, well, if we're the House of David, then I am the king. I am the king. All right, let me get. Oh my goodness. So, verse 2, Sirach 6:2. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone. So you're a bullshitter straying alone, man. You can't trust that. You gotta link up with brothers and be taught, man, and grow in the faith. I learned alone, but I did it the correct way. I didn't trust my own thoughts. I stuck to the script and said I'm nobody, and I was confident in that. But I moved like I was somebody. Big difference. Instead of moving like you're nobody and talking like you're somebody. That's what they're doing. So they're like bulls straying alone. They're basically going to destroy themselves and everything in this path. That was, something newly grown, beautiful flowers. They're going to destroy all that and they self. All right, thou shalt eat up thy leaves, and that's what he's doing. He's eating up his own leaves, and lose thy fruit, and leave thyself as a dry ass tree. So that's what he's gonna become, a dry ass tree. His doctrine gonna be dried up. As he continues down this path, he's gonna pull more and more away from what we was taught in the spirit of truth. All right, a lie has to be continued unless you're gonna stop it and cut it. This dude should denounce his royal throne. That's what he should do. Yeah, come out tomorrow and say, I'm not King David. Watch how you feel. See how you feel. See if you can move forward in that. Or would you feel like nobody? All right, so I'm gonna get to the point. I want to hear him say it. I might have to skip. Yeah, hear the creepy music.
And in the West Coast, there's not too many camps. So that's my story. That's my actual reality.
That's your reality.
And now I'm going to start showing you guys
That's my reality.
things that I can show you in the physical sense.
All right, so he's going to start showing us. Let's see what he's talking about. All right, it says here, he speaks of himself in third person, which is kind of psychotic. Dayath Bakayar, which he chose that name, Dayath Bakayar, which I think it means door, elect door. Oh shit, crazy music. It says Dayath Bakayar of FTL revealed he is Malak, Dawad, King David. So he's speaking himself in third person. Let that marinate for a second. Yes, mine. Ooh, yeah. Yep. There's some water in here, not wine, some liquor, early in the morning. So yeah, man, FTL revealed it. He's Malak Dawad. So let's get into it now. How can I go without this creepy music? Where was it at?
And all over the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? At the 144 being raised up, the house of David. You got brothers out here claiming to be the house of David, and they're not even the house of David, man. You got people out here making up fake shit. You got bug outs from the heathen side. You got bug outs from the Hebrew Israelite side. And they all been trying to claim all these things, bro. And it's not even similarly accurate or anything, bro. You got people trying to make money.
Hey, also, King David wouldn't trim his edge up his beard. I'm not sure if this guy is edging up his beard or not, but he can correct me if I'm wrong.
Shaw, David.
Play that back.
And they all been trying to claim all these things, bro, and it's not even similarly accurate or anything, bro. You got people trying to make Mashah, David. You know, that's necromancy, the reverence and revering and worshiping of men. But how can you, hey, let's just get right to the point, man. It's 144.
Uh-oh. It's 144. You about to say
Man, Ashton, man, how can you be of the house of David when you're going against David, bro?
Uh-oh. He said it. He dropped the bomb.
All my bones shall say, Lord.
He dropped this shit. Oh, my goodness.
Let's just get right to the point, man. It's 144. Man, Ashton, man, how can you be of the house of David when you're going against David, bro?
All right, so yeah, man, I'm gonna play a little bit more, but you guys hear it yourself. This guy said it. We've heard it before, but he said he got it from a dream, but I think he's trying to ignore the fact that it was a dream. You know, you say you did, you say you was asleep, you was in a coma. Either way, you're dealing with a vision or a dream. However you look at it. So it's Sirach 34:1. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain. And this is his hope that he's King David. And what he wants from it is obviously attention. I guess. You don't seem like an attention seeker, but things change. Because the energy he giving off is like, you don't believe me. You don't have to believe me. Y'all are scoffers. And you know. So he seemed resentful, almost envious of King Mashah, because this man's not even on the earth, and he receives more attention than some of these guys, more respect and honor for the work he's done. So, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain. And this dude is lacking understanding. He needs guidance in the truth. He needs a big brother. You know? And false. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false. And dreams lift up fools, man. And that's what he's doing, trying to lift himself up by this foolishness. By his dreams that he had, or visions. I just noticed that he got 14 likes on this joint. Somebody said at the bottom, I knew it. Shalom delivered the fire the old school way. What's the old school way? A lot of you guys are new cats, man. Y'all are new recruits, novices. I'm talking about the old school way. I've been for a long time, man. You know, new cats, man, newbies. Still wet behind the ears, talking about King David. All right. I know we all in this for the same token, but it's about pride and boasting yourselves, man. Just show up, do the work, and stay humble. Be quiet in our business. Showing up to King David, and anybody say anything, you a scoffer. Sirach 34:2. And Mississippi Maniac, I'm gonna see you do a video on this shit. You're doing videos on the elders so quick. Do a video on this guy, one of your team members in the peanut gallery. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind, man. So he caught catching at the shadow and following after the wind. Dreams, just like people used to do with the lottery. You know, our parents used to do. I'm gonna dream about numbers tonight. That was this dude doing, dream about fucking necromancy. Oh, what's he call that? Gematria. You know? Dream about numbers and looking at numbers and matching it up to himself and weird shit. The follower and followeth after the wind. So he following after the wind, which is vanity in his own heart. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. All right. So it's like you're looking in a mirror, in a dream. Sometimes it'll be prophetic. You may see some likenesses, just like Joseph saw the famine when he saw the cows, the cattle that was sick in Egypt. So that's the way you pluck a dream apart too. The visions, verse 4, of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what truth can come from it? So if you see the dream and it's false, you shouldn't wake up teaching that shit. I had a dream I was getting clothed with a crown put on my head. So it must be King David. All right. Sound like Muhammad. Someone said the angel Gabriel came and brought him another book that told him to write the Quran. So now the angels showed up to this guy and told him he's King David. I would like to ask him, what did the angels look like? Do a lesson on that too, buddy. It says, verse 5, divinations, soothsaying, and dreams. So this guy is dealing with necromancy and or black magic, and also gematria, which goes back to Kabbalism and the Talmud and paganism. Period. No way around it. All right. And the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail, man. So the heart is what desperately wicked. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon it. All right. And he's saying that the angel came in his dream. It seemed like he said the angel told him he's the elect. I don't know if they said he's King David or not. But if an angel come to me and tell me that, I would take it as I'm of the house of David. That's it. Yeah, I must be of the house of David then. I might be one of the elect. I wouldn't take it as I'm King David. What will I do the rest of my tenure here, my time? No, man. You take that and you say, yo, that was something, but I gotta be humble so I don't mix the message. And I shouldn't teach this to people. I should go straight from the scriptures, not from your dream. Look at Martin Lucifer King. That's why I don't like all that, man. A lot of cats be putting dreams up, too many dreams. I had a dream last night. Then next thing you know, the next day I had another dream. I woke up crying. And I had another dream. Man, who cares about your dreams, man? Just teach. Maybe here and there, it's inspiring, and some of the dreams be deep. But like over and over again, that's a dreamer. That's one of them dreamers. And people, them people in your family that be like, boy, I had a dream about you. I'm dreaming tonight. I'm just dreaming. Dream about the lottery. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon it. So he gonna say that it was sent from the Most High. Well, they sent you on a self-destructive path to say he's King David. And it could be proven that he's not scripturally. But he's saying he can prove it numerically. For dreams have deceived many. See, he deceived himself. And they have failed that put their trust in them, man, in them. So we're supposed to put our trust in the Lord. Don't trust in the dreams, man. The dream telling you King David, you be like, well, I don't trust that. I trust what the Lord's saying. And the Lord's saying clearly we're not going to know who the hell we are. We're just going to, no one knows what we shall be. But we know when he shows up, we're going to be like him. And the least among us shall be as David. That's all that matters, man. Could he be in the midst? Yeah, I believe so too. Could it be King Mashal? I believe so too. Yes. So I don't know. I don't mess with that. I just say, hey, King Mashal is probably King David, according to the prophecies and the work that he's done, the legacy that he left. That's good enough for me, man. But these guys got to have some type of ego. They got to stroke their ego. So, yeah, so dreams lift up fools. And I wasn't dreaming, I was dead. Same thing. All right. So you begin to be lifted up from that. And now he bringing in wayward doctrine, bringing in bitter water with the sweet. See, he learned the sweet water from the elders, acting like he didn't. He watched the apostles' videos too. Or he watched some Akim. You know, why he teaching or whatever. Trying to act like he didn't. If he never did, he wouldn't know they was out here. Whatever. So it says this, Galatians 6:3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. See, that's why I like to say I'm nobody. I don't act like nobody. You know, you don't want to say it so much where you believe it, but you want to be. It's better to be nobody in a world full of somebodies, because when that world's gonna be destroyed. So if you make yourself nobody, the Lord will call you and make you somebody. You know, if you claim you somebody, the Lord gonna show you that you're nobody. Galatians 6:3. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work. That's the focus, man. Just do the work. Could I not be King David? King David would be doing the work. He would be wearing sackcloth. Well, the Lord says 2 witnesses are going to wear sackcloth. Northern kingdom and southern kingdom, they elect. Going to be teaching out here. In sackcloth. Well, why did you tell... Here's another part in this video. I'm not going to try to find it. But he told everybody to get slingshots. And now they think he's King David because he said that. There's a brother in this camp named Kanak. He not used the shepherd sling. I'm not calling him King David all of a sudden because he brought it. Maybe he is. Shit is hilarious, man. Galatians 6:5. For every man shall bear his own burden. That's it, man. Just bear your own burden. Carry our cross. And let's see in the kingdom, man. You know, you being King David is not going to help anything right now. Think about that. What is that going to do? Why would the Lord tell you King David? What is it going to do right now? Jacob's trouble ain't even break out yet. All right, so let's go to the next part. And then we'll get some scriptures and close this mess out, man. Because he goes into the gematria. He shows how he, which I'm sure he was looking into this before. It wasn't like done live and then all of a sudden he sees it like, oh, whoa. Yeah, he was looking into this. This was something he into. This gematria shit. All right. Let's see.
Things that I knew not. False witnesses rising up against the real apostles set up, man.
The real apostle set up is the apostles of GMS. And this guy's one of the scoffers that's raising up.
Horn honking. They rewarded me evil for good to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. That's why I wear the sackcloth, man.
That's why he wears sackcloth.
All praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Bakak Wadash for
He
still
put
locked
this
into
together
this video.
like a compilation, didn't he? He got the whole shit. He got the music behind it. Oh, man.
got to understand certain things, man, that men lie, women lie,
Numbers don't.
numbers don't.
Jay-Z
Gematria.
and then took Jay-Z bars.
That's solid right there. If you have lie, women lie, numbers don't. Gematria, that's solid right there. If you have
This dude said gematria is solid. Let's see. All right, so let's look at this real quick. And he said gematria is solid. All right, so one thing I noticed, gematria is based on Yiddish. Boom. So he had to get around that. That's what they use gematria for. They use it for the Yiddish, the Kabbalah, the Talmud. So it goes into witchcraft, man. It's necromancy, as this guy keeps saying. All the signs are there. But there's a few other signs I noticed too, but it goes into mysticism. See that? So this guy's into mysticism. What is gematria? It says what? Hebrew numerology. And numerology is pagan. All right? We're not supposed to deal with numerology. To hell with numerology. Who cares about all that? You know? And again, man, you know, I'm not taking that from nobody. Any of us could be somebody important. Don't let nobody say, you're nobody if you feel like somebody, yeah, but when you come out teaching and your doctrine, you shouldn't put that in the doctrine. Like Yahushua come to you and say, hey, tell everybody to believe in me, talking about Yahushua, and believe in the Father Yahweh, and tell them that they're going to get their king back someday, even King David. You know, even all their leaders are coming back on this earth someday. It's going to be in the kingdom in the future. And I got the message. All right, now go tell him. And he show up like, I'm King David. It's like, yo, no, man. You know, distorted the message, man. Impasta. All right. So Hebrew numerology and the secrets of the Torah, which is, they're talking about the Talmud. Gematria, which this guy used to find something, some type of trend dealing with numbers. Gematria is a numerological system by which Hebrew letters, which Yiddish is not Hebrew at all, correspond to numbers. All right, and where he messing up at, he using the Dayath Bakayar is the king. He typed that into the gematria reader, whatever the shit is that them witches use. He typed that in. Dayath Bakayar is the king. So what do you think gonna come up? All references that reference the king. I mean, come on, bro. You're playing this trick on yourself. He wrote, we're gonna play it. Bakayar or Dayath is the king. And he want to look that up in numerology. Through numerology and gematria. And what comes up is everything referencing a king. The king. And then what's even more scary is that when he typed it in to his numerological reader, what is it called? Gematria. He typed in Hebrew and then English. Dayath Bakayar, that's in Hebrew, is the king. That's English. But he put reading each letter numbers, you know, numerology. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you know, gematria is a numerological system by which the Hebrew letters correspond to numbers. This system developed by practitioners of Kabbalah. All right, Kabbalah, man. So it was developed by them. You can't get away from it. All right. Kabbalah. Um, it says Kabbalah is an esoteric method, discipline, and school of thought in Jewish mysticism. For example, Lebowitz called Kabbalah a collection of pagan work. It's called Jewish mysticism. Jewish mysticism, pagan collaboration. All right. So that's what this guy's into. And the Kabbalism goes back to Assyria. All right, so he in that mindset of the Assyrians. All right, practitioners of Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, derived from Greek influence, the Greeks, and became a tool for interpreting biblical texts through the fake Jews. In Gematria, each Hebrew letter is represented by a number. That's in the fake Hebrew, the Yiddish. For example, Aleph, that's not our letter, which ours is Ah. And Bet, which would be Ba, they got two different sounds for that. The Yiddish equals 2. And that's not true, man. Because in our language, we have 22 letters, I think it is. And in our language, 1 is Akkad, not Ah. Ba is house. Ah means head or leader or first, or authority. That should be a better term for it. So, I think in their Yiddish, the number for 6 would be like Wa. In our language, like a Wa. They might say WWW, but it's like Yiddish. I think in our Hebrew, the 6 is a Shah. So anyway, there's a lot that he's not understanding as far as matching numbers to Hebrew letters or symbols. All right, he's dealing with the Yiddish. Whatever. Let's get to it. It says one can then calculate the numerical value of a word by adding together the values of each letter in it. And that's what he did with his name that he chose. In the realm of biblical interpretation, commentators base an argument on numerological equivalence of words. If a word's numerical value equals that of another word, a commentator might draw a connection between these two words. And the verses in which they appear and use this to prove larger conceptual conclusions. So I would say following trends. Here, let's see what he's talking. I'm gonna show you. All right, let's see.
The understanding, then you'll be able to see things a little deeper in a spiritual way. So while I
don't need to see things deeper in the spiritual way from numbers and numerology. I see things deeper in the spiritual way from the scriptures and through the spirit, not through Kabbalism. All right, so let me just go ahead and make it short for him. He take a long time getting to the point. It says right here, Dayad Bakayar is the king. That's what he typed in. See that? Of course, he's already creating a reference by typing in is the king. I want to see your black ass type in Dayad Bakayar by itself and see what comes up. And even then, I still wouldn't believe your black ass. All right? So now he wrote, Dayab Bakayar is king, and these the reference numbers that came up in simple gematria equals 221 and 1289. So he's saying nobody will deal with him on this. They only go to scriptures. That's the only thing we need to go to is scriptures. We're not about to look all into this witchcraft bullshit and get all tangled up into it, because that's how the devil using him, trying to get us tangled up into this shit. But I'm going to just speak on it briefly and show you where he's going off. You are the king holder, the key holder. See, number 221, number 221. It's there, so it must be. The waters. I'm of the waters. The crown chakra. See that? The chakra. Yeah, I know. 1289. Uh-oh. 1289. The end time servant. The end time servant. It has to be me. It has to be King David. 221 right there. The pale horse is riding. The pale horse is riding. It's like, yo, I can't do it. I can't do it. Look at it, man. So that's what he into, man. Y'all see it. It's Kabbalism, it's witchcraft, it's mysticism. And bro, you going off, man. He's dwelling in a gospel group, the sounds of blackness. That was this dude. The sounds of darkness. Let's hear a little bit more.
Doing the highway and byway the other day, I said, I'm gonna do a gematria about this event. See, because this is new information for y'all, but this wasn't new information for me. You know, and one thing that the Rakakwadash has led me to discover is that gematria is very heavy on my side. Pretty much whatever I put in pertaining to me, it's gonna be heavy. And
yeah, it's heavy. It's a heavy stumbling stone. That's what it is. All right. So let's get this real quick. Proverbs 14 and 15. So if you believe this guy, just know that you believe the mysticism that he's believing, that he's following, and the Kabbalism that he's using, and the numerology that he trusts. Proverbs 14 and 15, the simple believeth every word. So if you believe him, and you're like, I knew it, I knew you're King David. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent looketh well to his goings, man. So you're going to watch over everything and check everything motherfuckers say. I believe in these newbies, man, that's showing up with the same, nothing new under the sun. Calling himself King David, scoffing. You know, they leave a camp, then start talking shit about the camp they was in. I mean, you had no respect for him in the first place. If I leave out of my dad's house, and now all of a sudden I'm out of there, I'm telling the world he ain't shit. Well, that's dishonor to myself, because that's my dad. You talk shit about the elders, you basically dishonor yourself, because they was your elders. You followed them. All right. So the simple believeth every word, but a wise person gonna look well to their goings. You know, check everything. All right. Examine the spirit by the spirit. Prove all things. So this dude got to prove it. You can't just make a statement and then put it out there and show us a bunch of numbers and shit like a lottery card. Fucking I forgot that football shit that they bet on. Fantasy football ticket. That's what it looked like. So, let me get this. And that's why I decided, I mean, you could have said, we could have shut the door as soon as he said some shit. As soon as he said, I'm King David, we could have just closed the goddamn door and be safe. But I decided to watch the 75% of the video and play about 50% of the video because of this. Sirach 11:7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. So it's been examined, and it smells like shit. It's bullshit. It's bull straying alone. Calling himself, walking in his own ego. Sound like just a jackass. I am somebody. And that somebody he calling himself is King David. Pointing at the screen like, you coming at King David? It's like, yeah. Sorry, man. It's just madness to me, man. Blame not before thou hast rebuked. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. All right. Especially when these novices pop up and throwing out these wayward doctrines. When they do that, you might just jump out there and start coming at them, and they be like, "See, you don't even know what you're talking about. That's not what I said." So it's like, "Oh man, I gotta hear what the hell he said so I can rebuke him." You got just like a physician has to examine the patient and know their sickness before they can try to heal them. That's the whole goal of this. Not to bash the dude and all that. Because if we're going to be that, we just have a rec session to where we just roasting him. You know how Jake do, how we like to do, we roast each other. It says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt a man in the midst of their talk. All right. So strive not in the matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in the judgment seat with sinners. So this matter definitely concerns me and the other Akim and the believers out there. All right, this is our faith. All right, 1 Timothy 3:6. Not a novice, so don't be a novice. A novice is a new recruit that lifts themselves up. Instead of going through the process of growing through the milk, and while you're in the milk, not saying, all right, I'm off the milk now, I need to be on the meat. No, you gotta wait. You gotta go through some challenges. You gotta go through this phase of thinking you're somebody, calling yourself King David, and you gotta calm that down, you know. You just realize, like, yo, we're just servants. That's it. Let's just be that for a minute. And the Lord gonna raise us up to be kings. All right, we can rule in the spirit. But we don't need a King David walking around here right now. Right now, we just need a teamwork. We need for the Lord to send workers into the harvest to wake up the elect, down to the youngest child or the weakest brother or woman. You know? 1 Timothy 3:6, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil, man. All right, so this guy is being lifted up with pride, and that pride is being fueled by people like Mississippi Maniac, La'ah War. That's what we call him, No Light. All right, so yeah, man. It says, moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into the reproach and the snare of the devil. And that's what this guy did. He fallen into the reproach and the snare of Kabbalism and pride and ego and misguidance, dealing with the guy from Mississippi, the maniac. They call him Bert and Ernie. Putting that vibration out there, saying, yeah, man, we know who King David is. We know he's here. And then he was like, yeah, it's me. All right, so they all exposing each other. All right, Jude 1:4, and this is why I stay away from a lot of guys, man. Because I was in Philadelphia, and I used to meet a lot of people. I've met people from ISUPK. I've watched apostles teach. I watched General Han and them teach. I watched from different places, all from here to New Mexico, even from Florida. And I've met people who I've talked to them, and they be very sane people. And the next thing you know, they get in the car with you, like, yeah, you want to hang out, study? They get in the car, and next thing you know, the guy pull out a fucking sword, It's right next to me in the car. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Dude got a shank. And he said, yeah, it's my sword. The Bible says sell everything and carry a sword. I said, oh, shit. You know? And you start to realize these people bugged out. And they'll tell you things like, yo, I'm the angel Gabriel. And he's like, yeah, well, you about to be the angel that gets the hell out my car. That's what you about to be. Mr. Angel. Get the hell out my car. I mean, this is what you run into, man. There's nothing new under the sun, so clout chasers, man. You got clout chasers out of the truth and clout chasers in the truth. You'll know them by their fruit. We had one guy in this camp, he started teaching and he started bugging out. And when he started bugging out, he traveled right up to New York, tried to get around the apostles, and stood right in front of them with a fucking farm hat. Big ass fucking farm hat like this. The big farm hats and shit, straw hats, with the top cut out. And he was teaching with that. You know, the motherfucker with the big hat in the movies, usually the bad guy. This thing's all watching, and he wound up being that. Fell out the truth. I'm trying to cause separation and division in this camp. So these are signs, man. People call it guerrilla Hebrew. What does that have to do with anything in this truth? General. That's why his camp looks like a black militia. He's the general. So Jude 1:4, for there are certain men that crept in unawares. See that? They creep in unaware. They be like, I'm GMS. I was like, nah. When I started seeing that, I was like, you know what? I'm good. And a lot of those new guys started jumping out there making, you a nigga, man. Remember that? And two cronies sticking together, two peas in a pot. And they're getting exposed, man. Motherfuckers getting exposed, going off on doctrine. Now the other one's scoffing at the elders. You think I'm talking about you? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, indeed. But you got a lot of people that creep into this truth unawares, man. Until they expose themselves. All right. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation. So the Lord ordained this guy to be a bug out. It says, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord power in our Lord Yahweh Shai, right? By denying the truth, you're denying the Lord. So what he would say to that is, well, you're denying the truth that I'm King David. Can't talk to people like that, man. That's why the Lord said, cast not your prayers before swine, man. And you let them believe that dumb shit, but you expose them, and you do this right here. In Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them. So you mark them. You say, hey, watch out for that guy right there, man. And they're like, yeah, you can't stop me. Like, anybody trying to stop you? You go down your path. You take as many as you can with you. You're part of the filter. You're part of the stumbling block. One person trip, there's a crowd behind them running, and the whole crowd fall. That's what you set up for. Oh, you got all the comments on the board saying, I knew it. How else would these people be exposed if this guy's not exposed? Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them, man. Avoid they black ass. Avoid them. I don't care how they feel about it, how many disclaimers they put up, and pity parties. No, man. All right. But there you go. All right, I'm gonna read this from earlier. Sirach 1:30. exalt not thyself. So like it, exalt not thyself. It goes hand in hand with the other scripture. And that's what he's doing. He's exalting himself, saying, I'm king. I'm the king now. I've made it. I've announced it. And you better bow down. You gonna get with it? If not, you a scoffer and you a hater. Exalt not thyself, man, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Yahweh discover thy secrets. And do like, yeah, it's the secrets, right? Well, the Lord gonna discover your secrets. And one of them is this guy thinking he's King David and teaching it as well. You think what the hell you want. Can't nobody take that from you. But when you teach it, you're gonna be judged for every idle word that we speak, right? And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation. So the Lord has casted this man down, whether he believes it or not. See, our falling in His truth is not like physical every time. You fall away spiritually, and people can see it. Like, damn, he off now. Because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. All right? Thy heart is full of Kabbalism, paganism, and being gassed up by the Mississippi maniac. Right, yeah, Mississippi maniac. What's his name? La'ah War. He should blame himself, man. And his call him Ernie and Bert. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Right. That's why you gotta be careful what you teach out here, man. So you come out here in your own vein. Well, what you gonna do, Jake? They come out with this boastful spirit. Talking about the elders, talking about Apostle Ricard, talking about all this, talking about Elder Masha, who some of us believe could be King David, but it doesn't matter. We could be wrong, or we could be right. It doesn't matter, man. King David will be revealed someday in the kingdom, however, or now, going into the kingdom. Or is already revealed as King Masha. His work is sealed. He did his work, right? But that's just it. That's all we need to focus on is salvation. We don't need a king right now. He said we're going to seek David, our king. But that means us seeking this truth, us seeking the house of David, the men of the Lord, seeking Yahushua, right? Seeking our king. Just right, going to righteousness. Not walking around looking for King David. That ain't the focus. All right, we're gonna seek our temple, our home, our God, Yahweh, who was the God of King David. All right, so let me get this last precept. I'm gonna read this and end it here. Proverbs 16:19. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly. It's better to just stay humble. Humble doesn't mean walking around with your head down. Humble means discipline or doing His work. All right, submitting yourself under the mighty hand of the Lord. That's humbling yourself. So it's better to be of an humble spirit with the lowly, the ones that's taking the low route, you know, and being not high-minded, calling themselves King David, you know. People like Elijah, he was lowly. They asked him who he was. He said, "No, I'm not Elijah, man. I'm John." Oh. All right, but his actions, he was moving in the spirit and power of Elijah. And the only one that's moving in the spirit and power of King David seemingly was King Masha. All right. If he's not, hey, King David is on the earth and he'll be revealed in that day. It is what it is, you know. But it ain't this dude. It says what? It's better to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. All right, so.
Insecure people or haters or scoffers, oh, that's arrogant and that's.
See that? There you go, man. See? Stop taking shots at people, man. You insecure people, arrogant. That's what you are because you just don't believe me. Man,